Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co host, Brian.
What's going on, buddy?
As you can see here in the title, we are here to talk one of our favorite shows, The Ultimatum, specifically The Ultimatum Queer Love. This is week 2. So this was episodes 5, 6, and 7. Correct, Brian?
And eight.
And 8. 5, 6, 7, and 8. We did. Um, this was a interesting week, Brian. We got to go through the trial marriages. We got to see the new couples and the weirdness when you go back for 3 weeks to now actually have a trial marriage, living with the person that you are putting the ultimatum to or gave you an ultimatum. What's really interesting, Bryce, I didn't consider this last season as much, but some of these couples aren't living together currently in their real lives. And so when they get forced into this situation, it is really weird, but it's especially weird because they've already been living with someone else first.
Yeah, and as I keep trying to jog my memory of the previous season, I just don't remember it being like this dramatic with like the move back in like this season has been. Like I feel like just everyone seems like on edge, like when they're like, "Oh, I got to go back," or like people are already in love, which we'll get to. It's just I definitely like a lot higher on this 4 pack episodes than the previous.
There was a lot of drama in this, and like you said, Brian, this there was not a lot of and excuse it my like jokey here, but wasn't a lot of pussyfooting around here, Brian. There was a lot of events and a lot of like decisions being made, and in my opinion, I think a lot of this is telegraphed where the couples are going. At least in my opinion, I'd like to see if you're going to land in the same place as me. So let's run through this. Instead of doing the couples, we're going to kind of do the webs this time around, Brian. So we're going to start with Lexi, Ray, Vanessa, and Mal. I think is a good starting point here. I think Lexi's got to let it go, man. Lexi is if Ray were to decide to say, you know what, I don't feel like dealing with this, I wouldn't blame her. And not because she wants to be with Vanessa, but like Lexi, for as much as she likes to remind Ray and remind everyone how mature and how together she is for a 24-year-old, the intensity, man, of it and the matter of factness and the frankly the false confidence that she has, because we get to see later on that just the fact that Ray looked at Vanessa
Yeah,
struck along this giant jealousy ring of anger. I don't dislike her. I just think that she is, like we talked about the Temptation Island kind of stuff. She could be the like the rest, like the cause of her own demise.
definitely, man. Like that looking at just looking at Vanessa and getting mad about it was just absolutely ridiculous. I thought Ray like handled the situation like pretty well. Like, oh, I am avoiding you because I don't want to mess up what I have with Lexi, and it just completely backfires on her. And it's not her fault at all. I just that yeah. I think as the episodes went on, I was just starting to become more and more like not huge. Like I like her, like you said, I like Lexi, but that team up with her parents on Ray, I did not like. I just thought it was
Not fair.
bullshit.
Not fair at all. And Ray held, I thought, did pretty well.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, we both decided to do this experiment and take part in it. And so, like, I'm sorry if I did something different than someone else, but at the end of the day, I don't even want to didn't even want to be there.
Right. And she kept admitting like it was my mistake. Like, how many more times does she need to say that I'm sorry or like I messed
Yeah,
up? And she just doesn't care. It's really I'm like, if she did it with anybody else besides Vanessa, I don't think it would be a thing.
it wouldn't be a
That's
thing.
what's that's what's kind of annoying about it. Like, let her go. You're way better than her, anyways. Like, I don't know why you're taking all this stuff so personally, but again, you signed up for the show, so I can't feel that terrible for her.
Speaking of Vanessa this week, I mean, Vanessa isn't any better as like a person or a character, but I thought she came off looking better than she did last week because everything kind of thrown at her, she had a very kind of legitimate answer for, in my opinion. I especially think about like the cocktail party where Mal's like brings the four of them together awkwardly and hey, why are you DMing me that they're communicating? I'm fine with
Mhm.
that. She told me they're communicating, and Vanessa's like, oh well, I don't know, she's sending selfies and stuff, and
Right.
then Mal's like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
exactly, Mal, relax. This person's just gonna start crap. It is weird. They are obviously into each other, and you have no shot here. And we'll get to Mal's naivety during this episode next. But I thought Vanessa came off better this week. So they're not going to end up together, her and Xander. But I not the she wasn't playing the villain like she did last week.
Yeah, definitely not. But I still don't really believe anything that she says. Like, I feel like she's trying to get Xander back, and
Yeah,
just will
obviously.
say things and like, well, that one scene when they're on the couch and she's like, "Can I sit on your lap?" I just felt like it was like, tell me everything you did," and it's like, didn't you do something too? So I didn't
Yeah,
like
well,
that.
everyone knows what she did, but then somehow she was the one that was shaming Xander about having sex. It's like you
Right.
had sex first.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. It's just like it's hard for me to take her seriously. Like she definitely was better from an optic standpoint than the first four episodes, but still low stock for me.
Yeah, so as far as Lexi and Ray, I think they'll stay together.
Yeah, and I just hope that Ray gets a little bit better. She kept saying some things like "you don't listen to me," and I kind of like him seeing that. And I kind of hope that it gets a little better for her. And like, it's just Lexi needs to just chill. I think like she has a good relationship here. Like you just need to chill out a little bit.
I agree. Uh, let's go. So Xander and Vanessa, no shot.
No, Xander falling in love in 2 weeks is just absolutely ridiculous to me.
Yep. So we can go into that now, I guess. So I have Yoli, Xander, and Vanessa kind of as a mini web, but really the main point here is that Yoli and Xander do get intimate. Yoli and Xander say I love you to each other. They said they've known for a while, and I wrote that note down. How can it be a while? You've only known each other a few weeks.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
I don't like it. Not that I really like their partners for each other, whatever, but it's just like, the thing with Yoli's tough because like Yoli's basically telling Mal that you don't make enough money. You're
Yeah,
not saving for in vitro in case we have to do that and all this stuff. And it's like, I think that's a little unfair. You're probably bringing in some real personal stuff they talked about, but at the end of the day, it's and I'm not here to say if it's right or wrong, but is love not enough? And that was kind of the tough thing that this episode or this week posed for that couple and for a lot of people watching, probably.
yeah, and I really liked Mal's friend calling it trash because she was just like, I am in love with this person. I am, and like
Trash.
she's exactly if anybody random normal person was on the show and they're like, this is what the show's about, and you'd be like, this is ridiculous.
This is trash. Trash with the word would come up within the first few
Yeah,
minutes.
and I love the like they're actually dumbfounded. They're like, oh, you're never this quiet because it's so ridiculous that you're what you're saying. I'm trying
She
to
gets up and leaves.
process
She's like, okay, bye.
saying. Yeah, yeah, can't handle it. Yeah, and so I think Mo also said that she falls like hard, like super quickly, and it's just again like how she's willing to say "I love you" to Xander. It's going to be short lived, I think, if they think
Um,
that.
speaking of short lived, was the relationship between Aussie and Mildred. I'd said that we saw the preview. I was hoping it was early. It was early. I mean, Mildred just drilling Aussie. Like Aussie was nope, nope. Not saying that the things Mildred are saying were wrong, because as we got to watch with Aussie with Sam later on, Aussie is just a an interesting bird. And Mildred just literally, Mildred literally talks her out of the apartment. She leaves, comes back. They come back later on, write a note, take all their stuff, and dip out.
Mildred would argue with her own reflection, I think. Like,
Also, I don't know if we didn't catch this last week. Mildred also has a 16-year-old son.
yeah, so she's what 30? I think she's like third mid, like low 30s.
34, I think, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Tiff was mentioning it earlier, or I think on like their beach date, like yeah, special needs or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a different dynamic for sure.
So I don't know if she was married to that person, but
She
said
was married to her ex-wife. Yeah,
yeah, married to the wife, but I think did they do? Well, I
I
guess we,
don't know if they did
no,
in
yeah,
vitro or whatever. I didn't catch that. I don't think they really got the detail. But something that is interesting to me is like very interesting to me that Mildred and stuff would like it's not an easy thing, right? To
mm,
have like somebody who's willing to like want to take that on. And so
yeah,
it does seem a little short-sighted to me for her to be so aggressive towards Tiffany the way she is. And the crap that she pulled with the Latina. I'm Latina, so I can talk over you. And so I am glad that Tiff had the line that like being polite has no culture.
yeah. That Aussie Mildred fight was a little like too. like the definition of fight or flight right there. Just
To literal
yeah,
flight.
yeah, because I can not I don't agree with either of them in this situation, but I could see how a normal person arguing with Mildred would get frustrated when you're trying to talk to them.
You think?
Yeah, it just and like I didn't really like either of their points. Like she just drills on something that's kind of ridiculous, and Ozzy's just like, I need to leave. Like I need to walk away. And instead of like going to another room, she literally just leaves the building.
Leaves the building during the conversation and then comes back to take their stuff, and then leave again permanently.
Yeah.
Um, Tiff and Mildred are gonna get to stay together, in my opinion. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
uh, Sam and Aussie.
I think Sam leaves.
I was gonna say the same thing, but God, that's the one I could see us being like annoyed by next week. That she
Yeah, if she caves back in, but she actually looks like she was getting some growth at the end of the episodes where she's like, I'm not, and at least by her confessionals, but what's true or not, it doesn't mean anything
yeah.
until she says no. So if she says no, she might have made the best progress of anybody on the show.
Oh, for sure, dude. Um, yeah, I thought this was a better week. I thought
Mhm.
these batch was better than the first batch. A little kind of rough in the beginning. I thought it got better by the end of the first week, but all these episodes I genuinely enjoyed. I'm looking forward to seeing the last two episodes next week now, which I wasn't sure I would have said after week one.
Yeah, so based off format, we already kind of got teased on what like Yoli and Mal or Mal, but do you think so? The final episode would be a reunion? Would you think? Because they had a reunion last season.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't see how they milk out that many things
I
for
hope
these
not. I don't. I
episodes are like an
don't.
hour long.
I don't. Yeah, some of these were like I was like, man, these are long. I don't want them to stretch it out. I'd love to get a reunion because I actually think that's like where we get the best content. Especially that I thought last season's reunion was good because like somebody was pregnant. Like it was
So
like
I like the updated stuff
yeah,
because like they do film these pretty far out, right?
yeah.
So
So
like it
I
is
we
nice
do
to
enjoy
see.
that.
It is nice to see if anything has progressed for good or for bad. So,
Hmm.
um, okay, cool. So we'll be there for that. Check out everything else we're covering on the channel, things like Vanderpump Rules. We just finished up Survivor and the challenge. Next week, we have Stars on Mars. A few weeks after that, we have The Bachelorette and Claim to Fame. We do have Love Island also starting, I believe, in about a week or two. Also, check out if you are a guy here watching this, Ultimate Fighter. Brett and Kevin covered the premiere episode, season 31. Conor McGregor's on it. So, great first review for them. I actually watched the episode itself. I enjoyed it. I'd never watched it before, so may hop on for a review or two with them. But plenty of other stuff coming later in the summer as well, including Big Brother and the aforementioned challenge returning. But until next time, for myself and Brian, thank you. Peace.